video, 24 hours of Nicky G.
Oh,
And sadly, I bet
did you know?
I bet you we would probably get 15 million views, and it would really piss me off because that would be so not much work compared to doing this all the time.
Compared to doing this all the time.
Howdy, boys and girls. It's time for another Jeep Talk Show flagship episode, and this is our main classic flagship episode that we do every Tuesday. We follow directly behind the Chick Chat episode, which of course Wendy is part of that. She is Chick Chat Team A, her and Amanda, and then we have Chick Chat Team B, which you guys just watched yesterday with Natalie, little chicken nugget dust that I'm trying to swallow there.
Oh gosh.
Natalie and Janet. It's always fun. I don't know if it's just really enjoyable watching them work, watching you and Amanda work, or if it's just a lot of fun because I'm just an observer. I press the record button. I was just going to say,
yeah, I think that's part of it. You just let it be natural and we just sort of flow and talk about whatever we're going to talk about.
I press the record button and I don't have to, and don't get me wrong, I think it's fun to talk about stuff. It's fun for me to do this. But after 15 years, it's neat seeing somebody else do it. And also, too, I know what I'm going to say, even though I can listen to the show or watch the show and still be entertained by some of the crap that I come up with. Because if it could be 2 weeks goes by and I go, where the hell did that come from?
Oh, that's right. How did I do that again? Okay,
what was that thought process? And then there's the other thing, whenever one of you guys will say something and I'll think the response in my head, and then I'll hear it in the show. Like, oh yeah. So I'm thinking the same, the brain damage hasn't gotten worse.
Oh boy. That's why you tune in, folks. You just never know what you're going to hear anymore.
Yeah. Well, welcome to the Jeep Talk Show, where we're celebrating our 15th year of delivering top-notch content to the Jeep community. On tonight's episode and our news stories, Jeep Talk Show off-road event. I'll tell you a little story about that here in a second, Wendy.
Yeah.
It was very interesting. And the other thing I want to ask is, this really isn't a news story, but I still want to plug it in here. Josh is coming back? That's a question mark at the end.
I know.
You know how we lie here for effect.
I know, but I'm excited. That would be so.
Well, see, that's the reason why we lie.
So you're trying to get ratings. I see.
To get people excited. Yeah.
That's right.
No, but I'll tell you more here in a second. But I did check with him earlier just to say, hey, just give me an update. Or
is it possible?
Because he's had some irons in the fire, and now things have changed, and they were going downhill. Just generally for all of us. And now I don't think that they're going uphill yet, but there's promise. So I figured I would check with him to see. So yeah, we got some good news. So I don't want to spoil it for you. And of course, and then we're going to have Nicky G towards the end of the show. So you have to hang in there.
That's right.
Just to find out what the crazy bullshit that Nicky G is coming up with again.
Well, and also you got to watch it on YouTube because it's actually even more funny. See, that's how he did it. So you understand, for years he's just been talking about his jokes, right? And we'd be like, that was funny, or that was really funny. This way on YouTube, it's much funnier, I think. So
I don't think I have enough content yet, not video content, but I want to do a YouTube video, 24 hours of Nicky G.
Oh,
and sadly, I bet I bet you we would probably get 15 million views, and it would really piss me off because that would be so not much work compared to doing this all the time.
Compared to doing this all the time, it's like, wait a minute, what? But he is popular and he is hilarious. So check it out on YouTube. You got to watch him.
Oh, and the bastard uses the same jokes on the 10-minute off-road podcast. So he uses it on his.
Well, but you can't blame him, right? He does the research.
Blame him.
No, but you can't. I mean, think about it. He's creating content every week for us, right? 2 episodes. I
don't care. I still blame him.
So then he's using them. I love it.
No retreads, Nicky G.
Oh, gosh. Well, howdy, it's Wendy. And can it be spring already, Tony? I mean, seriously, here in Southern California, I am over the snow and the wind. We had about 2 feet probably dumped on Thursday and Friday of last week, and there's drifts. So if you guys know what that is, when the wind blows, you get these snow drifts. That's when you have
that big brake, emergency brake handle in the car.
Yeah, that's it.
And you drift, right?
And you drift. Yeah, that's what we're talking about.
And you have the hat with a flat bill.
Oh, gosh. So is it between 3 and 4 foot in sections around the property? It's like,
so neat. That it's honestly, so neat.
I know it's so cool to see it, and I love it. It's beautiful, it's pristine, and I really can't complain. Honestly, I'm not complaining because we've had a very mild winter. This is the most snow we've
It's a
had.
gorgeous area already, and now
Yeah,
the gorgeous area with
stunning.
snow. Oh my
Uh,
God, yes,
I know, and the trees, the way that this particular snow
it's
was more
Christmas.
wet, so it like sets into those trees, and oh, it's gorgeous. So
Hmm.
anyway, but I am ready for spring. I'm done with the cold.
But you've been shoveling snow, so you have a
Yes,
reason to complain.
yeah, I'm complaining just a little bit.
All right, so yeah, well, let's start with Josh. So I'm sitting here doing the show notes for tonight, and I think to myself, I wonder if Josh is coming back. He spoke to us last time he was on the show. He said he had some things possibly working with Intel, and he could work fewer jobs, and he would have more time to be on the show. Now this is huge to me because the guy he's still talking about working multiple jobs, but he
Yeah.
sees an opening
Ooh.
where he may be able to wedge in being on the show. This is how much
Oh
he
my
enjoys
gosh.
being on the show.
Well,
And
he's so good at it
and I
too.
just love that not just Josh, but all you guys want to be a part of the show,
Yeah.
and you have fun doing it. I mean, we all would rather be doing something else sometimes,
No.
or we have other things that we need to do and not do the show.
Well, that's different.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, but we and Josh and I got into this where it was like, oh, we got to record again, and that was just when we were recording once a week.
Yeah,
And
you
well, we
guys
got to
were
record again, and we would get in there and record, and almost like immediately, it was fun, it was exciting, it was it was like interesting to us.
Yeah.
So if you ever wonder about all of us not being interested in doing the show, it's just fun.
Yeah. It is a lot of fun.
Yeah, and I hope that comes across to you guys when you're watching the show that that we genuinely enjoy this and we genuinely enjoy Jeeps. Oh, frankly, and that reminds me, somebody sent a message on social media. I had posted up, some teaser or one of the shows, and they said, I think it was, how do you find things to talk about Jeeps, or are you tired of talking about Jeeps?
Oh,
And I thought about it, and I went, no, I'm not.
no. Because we could talk all day long about Jeeps. I mean, let's just go in any direction possible, right?
I
Rabbit hole after
wanted a
rabbit hole.
Jeep when I was like 17 years old. Couldn't afford the insurance. Probably couldn't afford the Jeep, a used Jeep.
Yeah, back
When
then.
I was 17, wanted the Jeep, and it took me until 1997 or 1998 to get the first Jeep. And now we
Yeah.
have a bunch of them, including
I know
a
you
new
do.
model. Yeah, including
Yeah,
a
you
new
do.
model. I love Jeeps.
Yeah.
I'm not knowledgeable in the older Jeeps. I mean, older's relative, like 98 TJs,
Well,
XJs, that type of thing.
yeah, but
Yes.
the other models you're talking about
Yeah,
too,
like
the old stuff.
CJs or a
Right.
YJ. I think I've seen a YJ once, but I've never been underneath it and looked at all the stuff. I think I understand the concept. But yeah, anyway, there's always something new and interesting about the Jeep. And if there's not, you're not looking enough. You're not talking to enough people.
Or you're not driving out there and getting involved with stuff is what the deal is.
Yeah. Oh, and that's the other thing about doing interviews. I mean, I've done so many interviews with people. I'm always finding out something new and interesting. Either somebody's
Yeah.
coming up with something new for a Jeep, or they have some interesting story that I never thought about.
Mhm.
I mean, I was just talking to Brian at JCR Off Road that I think was our Friday before last interview, and we were talking about their designs being stolen, so that the third party cheaper things could be sold on Amazon and other places, eBay and stuff.
Yeah.
And I did not realize this. He said that they would get some like 5 or 6 orders for different vehicles, and like going to California, and they would cancel those orders because it was just suspicious. And I said, okay. And then he told me what they do is they not them, but the people that are ordering this stuff, they ship it to California, then they 3D scan it, and then send that information on to whatever company is going to knock
So
it off.
whatever country.
Yeah, yeah. I'm pretty sure it's China. I think that's what we
I
mentioned
would
in the
think
show.
that's yeah.
So, and I went, my God, that's brilliant. So instead of shipping a pair of sliders that's probably a couple £100 to China, you just send it relatively locally. It's cheaper, and then scan it. It's brilliant.
Yeah, but it's awful for business, especially when you've got something proprietary that you've designed,
Mhm.
and then they're just quickly to knock it off.
So mark my words, whenever the robot invasion happens and we start getting
Yeah.
really cheap labor here, because they're robots that you can buy for $7,000 to $10,000, and they
What-
can do all this stuff.
Are you going to replace us? Is that what you're saying?
No. Remind me about Nicky G. I have an interesting story to tell you about that as far as being
Okay.
replaced.
Okay.
But anyway, and then we have cheap labor here. I mean, not only will we not have to buy things from China, because of their cheap labor, we'll be able to build it here. And because the robots can, they have access to each other's knowledge. The robots could be down the street in a little strip center. You want a set of sliders? Well, JCR is selling sliders, but you just go over there, or more than likely, a robotaxi picks up the thing, picks up the box, and brings it to your house.
Well, it flies it to you,
and then your robot can put it on your Jeep.
Yes, but then what are we going to do? And if we don't have jobs, we don't have money to buy that.
We are going to drive off road.
You mean we're going to fly?
Because all the money that the United States is going to be making selling this stuff all over the world because of our technology.
I know, but we're not going to have jobs.
And listen to this. It'll be paid. We'll get money from the government. You know, Alaska, they get paid like a couple of $1,000s a year based on oil revenue.
Okay.
So, I mean, with getting money in because of our technology, and SpaceX hasn't even started mining asteroids yet.
I know.
So I see a wonderful future as long as nobody blows us up. All right. So anyway, that's good news about Josh, and Josh maybe, I don't think I even got to it. Josh.
You didn't. You left us hanging.
Oh, wouldn't it be great if I just moved along?
Oh my, I would not let that happen. I'm going to tell you right now. The listeners are like, don't you let that happen, Wendy.
Well, see, I know the information. That's why I'm not that concerned.
Know.
So I reached out.
Smack him upside the head. Okay,
so I reached out to Josh, and I expected that it was not going to be good news.
Right.
But that's one of the reasons why I haven't reached out. And he says, let me try to make this short. And it's literally like 3 paragraphs. But anyway, not only is the Intel thing still on the table, but he's found a place that's about a mile down the road from where he lives, that he may be getting a job there. He has a friend that works there. They make engines or something. I don't have the full detail on it. So
what kind of engines?
Yeah, exactly. So he still sees himself working 6-7 days a week, but it will give him more of an opening to be on the show. And he thinks it may happen as soon as this summer.
Oh,
so it's like that movie, This Summer.
So you're saying there's a chance.
There's definitely a chance. What is it? Josh is back, and he's pissed.
I love it. Oh, yeah. I can't wait.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens. You know, you never know about these things, but it's hope. And I told him, I literally said, that's good news. And I said, I'm so used to not getting the good news from you. This is unusual. He goes, yeah, I know, right?
Oh, well, that'll be a great day. So we'll keep you posted.
Yep. And we may I haven't spoken to Josh about this yet, but we may be doing some different things than I think that, and enough people have said it, and if you've never experienced a Josh and Tony co-hosting type thing, I've been told it's a lot of fun, to listen to or watch.
Yeah.
And so we have to do that, but I'm also thinking of some Josh only stuff because I think Josh could excel being in control of his own formatted show. So,
well, yeah, especially with technology and stuff that he knows. I mean, that was what I loved about coming on board with you guys and learning so much from him. And he and I could talk about trail runs and things happening out in the trail and, breaking things and whatever else. And it was nice to have that person to bounce it off of. And I don't know, he just is such a wealth of knowledge. So are you, Tony. You have a whole different level of knowledge. So I learned so much just by being on the show. So imagine everybody listening is even learning more from all of us.
But literally mine's more about being a smartass. I mean, if you want to be a smartass.
Well, I wasn't going to say that out loud, but
then this is where you go.
That's right.
So yeah, that'll be nice if we can do that. And I'm thinking maybe, and again, I haven't spoken to Josh about this yet. I'm sure he'd be fine with it. I'm thinking about having him run the roundtable. I think it'd be really fun.
Oh yeah.
And I could still get on the roundtable, but I wouldn't have to actually be the one in control of it.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. So we'll see.
Or alternate it, throw him in there maybe once a month or once every other twice a month.
I just want
all the way.
I want to go back to the smartass thing. I just want to be making the comments.
I love it.
Not being the responsible one. All right. So this is interesting. I've been going to artificial intelligence to look up Jeep news. Sadly, I have found that the Jeep news isn't always accurate. So I do have to check it. Well, the AI is just scanning the internet. And we know the internet's not always accurate. I mean, people write all kinds of crap. So trying to report it correctly. So if you guys catch something that doesn't sound right to you, let us know. Reach out to us, xjtalk.com/contact.
because we're going to blame it on the AI part.
Well, and actually, you remember me talking about the lunar
Yes.
rover Jeep?
Exactly.
I looked that up afterwards, after
Right.
we reported it.
Discovered it
Can't
wasn't
find
an
it.
actual.
No, I can't
Yeah.
find it. There's no mention of that again.
What?
And I
Oh, so
specifically asked AI, tell me about the lunar
Ooh.
rover Jeep.
So that's not good,
No.
because that means that it's really.
So
Oh, boy.
you kids in school, when you're having the AI do your homework, think about this.
Yeah, because it's not real.
It's it apparently is as accurate as people are, and that's not a good thing.
Well, it's funny because I had to respond to a work email, and there was a question about, what do you see your future in your position? And I was like, oh, what is this all about? So I went to Chat GPT just for the heck of it, and actually typed in the question that they were asking me. Woo, did I sound really good when I was done with that?
Isn't it nice?
So that was kind of okay, because you got to use some different wording, and you got a different kind of vocabulary. And I'm like,
yeah,
hey.
and that fancies it up and makes it sound
Yeah, just
really
a little
good.
bit.
And
Yeah, it was good.
And do you know? And the kids out there in school know about this. You can go to a website and have it de-AI it, so your professor doesn't run it through the AI checker.
Oh, well, there's something I didn't know.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay. Things you learn on the Jeep Talk Show.
Yeah, Jeep Talk Show, making sure you don't get caught cheating. I
Cheating.
mean, just think of how much different. Well, I guess Biden did okay in his career, but just think of how much better Biden's career would have been without being caught in all that plagiarism. I mean, like 40 years of it. I mean, I guess we all do it, but it's just when you're high profile like that, it's kind of bad.
Yeah.
Anyway, so when I did the search on for Jeep News, and it may be that the AI just knows who I am, it came up with this story, top story: Jeep Talk Show annual event at Hot Springs Off-Road Park.
Wow, you were listed at the top, like our event is there?
Yeah, I think
That's
AI,
awesome.
I think AI is learning that we like to hear people talk about us.
Well, we probably talk about it, and our phones are listening, and everything's listening these
very well
days,
could
right?
be.
So that makes perfect sense. But still, that's pretty cool.
No, it is. I'm still impressed. The Jeep Talk Show, a prominent podcast. Now this is
Ooh,
AI.
I like that
words.
word.
Yeah, the Jeep Talk Show, a prominent podcast for Jeep enthusiasts, has announced its annual event scheduled for Saturday, June 7th. Accurate, 2025 at Hot Springs Off-Road Park in Arkansas.
Ooh, nice area. It'll be fun.
Every day's Cousin's Day.
Mm-hmm.
This event promises a thrilling weekend.
God.
Rick
I
knows.
just got that. Oh boy.
Promises
Okay.
a thrilling weekend. Featured a guided trail run. I think so. Challenging off-road trails. I think so. Stunning Ozark mountain views.
This will be
I'm guessing
gorgeous.
that's true.
Wait a minute. Have you never been to the Ozark Mountains?
Yeah, I've been to Ozark Mountains, but I don't know about the Hot Springs off-road park having a view. I mean, they're big mountains.
Matter.
They're big mountains, so they probably are.
It doesn't matter where in the Ozarks you go. You're going to have absolutely gorgeous views. It's stunning.
My stepbrother, my half brother, was from Arkansas, and I visited him several times. And I can't remember the name of a cave system they have up there, but begins with an S. That's Shenandoah. But it was beautiful. I had never been to a cave system before, and that was really fun.
Yeah,
I want to live in a cave because it was nice and
cool
there. Yeah,
all year round, same temperature.
Dark, wet, and cool. All the things a fat boy likes.
Now, how long will it take you to drive there from where you live?
Well, sadly, I'm not going to go because this would be a multi-day event, and I can't afford to stay someplace away from home for several days. So it would be about a 12-hour drive, I believe, for me.
Okay, for you.
If I was going. But so I look at this as a plus that I'm not going for all the people that are going to be there. Off-road trails, stunning Ozark mountain views. It's designed to appeal to both hardcore Jeepers and families with a variety of activities planned. Registration details are forthcoming, and the Jeep Talk Show crew is teasing potential interviews with park representatives.
I love that.
This event underscores Jeep's strong community focus, its appeal to adventure seekers. And I think this is going to be a lot of fun. The team have been wanting to go to Hot Springs and have a Hot Springs type event for a while now. So in the past, and some of you guys may be remembering this, in the past, the event was always at Hidden Falls Adventure Park, in near Marble Falls, and that's kind of near Austin, about an hour from Austin, Texas. And that's closer for me. I will literally drive the 3.5 hours to Hidden Falls
Yeah,
and then
each
drive
way.
back the same day. It's a bit of a drive, especially being there all day. But I like seeing the people. I like being there for the Jeep Talk Show listeners. And and of course, it's just a blast to go off-road.
Well, it'll be interesting to see pictures because I've not been on any off-road trails in Hot Springs or in Arkansas in the Ozark Mountains. I've been on the motorcycle, and it is absolutely stunning. So I'll be excited to see the photos and see the videos and whatever they're doing for the runs because I think it's going to be amazing.
Yeah, and Bill and John Lee are both heading this thing up, and other members of the team as well.
That'll be great.
But Bill and John are very much responsible for the Hidden Falls. I think they're within 30 minutes of Hidden Falls. So that tells you something. They're really looking forward to doing this because they are willing to drive several hours to get there up from the Austin area up to Hot Springs. So looking forward to it. I'm glad that we're able to do these things, and it is amazing to be able to have a team that handles this because otherwise, I mean, if you're thinking about doing a group, like a podcast, a show, and all this other stuff that we do,
it's a lot.
One person you can't do it. I mean,
you can't do it.
No, it's just too much. And especially if you're not making a ton of money where that can be your job is just, just handling that. So anyway, that's coming up. All right. So let's talk about, did you have anything you wanted to add to that, Wendy? I don't want to rush along.
No, like I said, I can't wait to see the video and the pictures just because, we're going to be posting on Instagram, probably Facebook as well. I can't wait to see because I'm excited about that area. It's beautiful.
So one thing I'm excited about, it doesn't hurt me personally when Jeep isn't doing their sales, isn't making their numbers. But it concerns me because I'm pro Jeep, as we were talking about earlier. And I would like to see, I don't think Jeep is a bad vehicle. I don't think there's a quality issue. I don't think that there's really anything wrong with it. I think they've done an outstanding job going from Jeep model 30 years ago to what the Jeeps are now. They're still stunning off-road vehicles. And they're a lot more comfortable and have a lot more niceties to it, which one could argue that they don't need that kind of crap, but it's there. So the following the leadership transition with CEO Carlos Tavares in December 2024, they're taking over a new run. A new management team is going to take a run at this. And the new leadership shifts aim to revitalize Jeep amid Stellantis struggles with a renewed energy at the company's Auburn Hills headquarters. I'm excited to see the change. I mean, they had the guy that was at the very top. I think he was there for 4 years. And they had the guy at the very top change, which was definitely a European dude. And I maintain that the Europeans don't get Jeep. They don't understand it.
The off-road part of it too, and what the brand means and why we're so enamored with it and followers and we love it, kind of a deal.
Exactly.
They don't get it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I'm hoping that the people that are in charge of it now do get it. And I'm hoping that the new CEO, which I think they have I think it's John Elkan has taken the helm as the interim CEO, but sometimes they just make them the interims, the CEOs. Sometimes they find somebody else.
Or stepping in and like you said, in the interim until they can find the right person. But hopefully they take their time to do that because it needs to be the right person.
Yeah. And frankly, I don't care. I don't even care if they're European as long as they listen to the people that understand Jeep.
The brand, what it means.
Right. And the customers. And I realize that depending on who you listen to, I realize that 95, what is it, like 75 to 95% of the people never go off-road in their Jeep.
I can't believe it's still that high. It blows my mind.
Well, it makes sense. I mean, it's scary. You don't want to damage, especially if it's an expensive vehicle.
It's not scary. It's an adventure to go see things you cannot get to. You can hike or bicycle.
I agree with you, but you spent $70,000 on a Jeep, and now you're going to take it off road. And if you've never been off road, the scary part is, what if I damage it?
Oh my gosh! But it's capable. The Jeep is off the showroom floor, pristine, beautiful. It's capable
Yeah.
to go off road.
No, you and I know this, but that's
I know.
the 75 to 95% of the people. I think they're scared of damaging it, and they may be scared of hurting themselves as well, which I never have been.
I guess that is a possibility if you're buying it, but I think if you're drawn to the Jeep brand, you have some yearning or sort of like, I wonder what it's like. And I think that's part of what the branding needs to be, is to show that even a stock vehicle is capable to do a lot of our trails and a lot of trails throughout the country without having to put a lot of money into it. So,
Yeah, no.
I mean, I think the branding needs to be back to what is the culture and what does it mean to be a Jeep driver, owner, and user of the Jeep, as opposed to let's make it all fancy and pretty and, add all these other things to it that just drive the price up, that isn't make it worth going off road.
Well, that's one of the things that I think we do here is we make sure people understand they can go off road in a stock Wrangler or Gladiator. I don't want to say Jeep because I don't know about the Renegades and the Compasses and everything else. And I think we need to make that qualification. I'm not picking on anybody.
Yeah, it's true.
Don't want to pick on anybody that has a Compass or a Renegade or one of those things that may or may not be a good off-road vehicle. But yeah, if you're talking Wrangler or Gladiator, you're absolutely doing good straight off the showroom floor. You can take it off-road. Can you damage your Jeep? Yes. I don't think you can damage it significantly. There's always a possibility of rollover. There's always a possibility of doing things that you could.
Now, let's not scare them, because most trails are easy green trails. You're not going to roll over.
I don't want anybody coming back and saying Jeep Talk Show said that there's no way I could damage the Jeep. So I put that qualification in there.
There is liability on your own part for doing something stupid. Okay.
Yeah. And it goes back to that scary thing. I mean, my wife, after we got the Gladiator, she did not want me taking it off road because she was afraid I was going to damage it.
It's an honor. I mean, I'm not talking about major damage. I'm talking about crashing into a telephone pole, but some stripes, some scratches, some dents into your wheels. I mean, that's all good stuff when you're off-roading.
Yeah, I agree. So I'm hoping that more people buy Jeeps, and it doesn't make me any money. And you can listen to the show even if you don't have a Jeep. You can always live your life vicariously through us.
Well, you can learn things too.
I just want to see you guys out on the trail. And even if you're not on the trail, I want you to enjoy the Jeep experience, because there's Jeep experiences just by having one, sitting up a little higher than everybody else in traffic.
Love it.
Standing out from the crowd because you're driving a Wrangler or a Gladiator.
Well, and here's this. It's so much easier to find it in a parking lot. You don't have a sea of all the same stuff. It's so easy to find your Jeep out of the parking lot. Yeah,
and I know some people don't think the Gladiator is a viable option, but they're having trouble selling the Gladiators.
Very capable vehicle.
Oh my God, I would buy into the Gladiator in an instant.
And it's funny because in the beginning, Tony, you weren't sure. Remember, you were sort of debating and vacillating. Do I do this? Do I not do this? Is it going to be able to go on the trails?
I didn't think it was going to be able to go on the trails at all. I figured it was going to be a good tow vehicle and looks like a Jeep.
Yeah, no, you were just, I remember that. And then when you finally got out there, you're like, whoa, wait a minute. And I've seen them. They're very capable. So
I have not pressed going out there and working on the minor little things I need to do to the XJ so I could go off road, because I can drive to where I want to go off road, off road and drive home. What a surprise. No tow rig necessary. Although I think tow rigs are always a good idea.
Yeah.
All right. So anyway, we're hoping Jeep is going to see the light and be more Jeepy than what they have been.
Is that a word? Should we put that word into the vocabulary list?
Jeepy, yes.
On our website.
I wonder if we get a cease and desist, I can change the name of the show to the Jeepy Talk Show. Oh, lawyers are going, nope. It's got the word Jeep in there.
Oh, geez.
All right, the tailgate party origin. The term tailgate party is believed to have originated with Jeep's first station wagon. I found this very interesting. The 1946 Willys Jeep station wagon. Its rear tailgate design made it ideal for social gatherings. I wonder what they mean by social. I wonder if that's anyway, a feature that became a cultural phenomenon in the U.S., particularly at sporting events. Just having a good place to sit in the parking lot, I think is nice. And it's so much cooler than a chair, especially, well, in 46, they probably didn't have the cloth folded up chairs like we have now.
No.
You probably had to bring the couch from home. So this little known fact ties Jeep to a widespread American tradition. Did you have any idea about this?
I didn't know that that's where it started, but what's interesting is there's been a resurgence, I'd say, in the last couple of years, probably since COVID too, because we kind of got more into doing family things. Mm-hmm. But now there's also...
They could be disappearing at any moment, according to the government.
Exactly. But a lot of the manufacturers came out with attachments to our tailgates, if you will. Yep. Of course, in the Jeep, it swings out, except on your Gladiator, it actually comes down like a traditional tailgate that we're familiar with. But they have all these accessories. You can have a platform, you can put a stove, you can attach all types of things. So whether you're doing some, light little, maybe overlanding where you want to fix a little breakfast or lunch out on the trail, or you're camping, or you just want to have a place to put stuff, there's nice built-in shelves. So I think it's interesting that we, maybe started in 46 with the station wagon to start the tailgate, but everybody loves to do a tailgate party for sure. At any sports events, you hear about it, different types of events. But it's fun to see what's happening with the industry as a whole, who's sort of bringing that back, if you will, to make it so that you have a Jeep, you don't have a traditional pull-down tailgate. You have open it on the side. So,
and what's really cool is depending on the build of your Jeep, you may need a little step stool to get up on the tailgate.
Yeah, depending on the size of the tires and how much the lift is.
And if a cute girl comes up there and wants to sit on the tailgate with you, you need the step for her because she may be 5 foot, 5'2",
I love it.
How do I get up there? We'll figure it out, baby.
Yeah, no problem. Just sit here for a moment.
Now,
that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Now, I found this interesting, and good Lord, I hope it's true. I got it off of AI, and AI has been lying to me. The Jeep is going to increase from 3 shows a year in 2024. And in 2025, it looks like they're doing a strategic shift, and I think this has to do with the new management. Under the new leadership, the Bob Brodendorf, and I call him Jeep Bro because it's Brodendorf is just too hard for me to say. Although I think that's a pretty good college try. Aiming to boost visibility and compete with brands like Ford, which maintain a stronger auto show presence in 24. So they're going from 3 shows in 2024 to 24 this year.
Well,
that's huge.
That is huge. They used to do a lot, remember?
Yes.
And then last year we reported that they had cut everything back. And that was part of Carlos, I think. He was trying to do something different, right? So I think you have to stay present. You have to attend. Look at all these manufacturers that make something for our Jeeps. They've got to go to shows. They've got to present their product. They've got to get on Instagram. They've got to be visible. Otherwise, how do you know it exists? So
that's right.
If Jeep doesn't go and do these things, and doesn't actually show that, hey, we want to be a viable option for you, then shame on them. So I'm excited about it.
Mm-hmm. Did you watch any of the stuff, any of the videos that Chris did at Mid-America Off-Road Expo? That was a couple of weekends ago.
Yeah.
So Jim Allen, guy in charge of JPP, Jeep Performance Parts, was at the show, as well as 2 other prominent JPP people, and that's definitely Jeep. And Chris walked up to Jim Allen leaning on his Gladiator, and he had a Jeep Talk Show sticker in his hand. He says, "I got a sticker."
Yeah.
So not only was there their event, but JPP was there in force at that event. So they definitely would go. And I think it's really cool when the guy that's in charge of Jeep Performance Parts is at the event.
Yeah.
I think that says a lot. They care about the people. They care about sales, absolutely, but they care enough to go to these events and mingle with the users of the products. And also too, I think they learn a lot by what they see there.
Well, that's part of it. When you do trade shows, you've got to be able to present your own product. But if you're not willing to walk around and shake hands and get to know people, it's all this whole industry is just having that relationship with everybody. And it doesn't mean that you're going to know everybody. It doesn't mean you're going to meet everybody, but you want to have that sort of relationship that you're building, because at some point they're going to have to look back and say, well, what do our consumers want? If they haven't gone to any shows to see what people are doing or which booths or spaces are, packed with people because there's something exciting being revealed, then, shame on them. So I'm glad to see it because I think it needed to be done. I'm sad that they took it away. I think it hurt their brand. I think it hurt their sales as a general because again, it's like if it's not visible, then it doesn't exist, right? So consumers need to be seen. It's why there's so many crazy commercials to remind you of things. There's so much stuff you see on your feeds and Facebook and Instagram, and you get these little, blurbs. They've got to keep reminding you of everything. So they need to do these shows. I'm glad they're doing them.
And I'll just say this is a self-promotion, but they need to advertise on the Jeep Talk Show.
Well, yeah, duh.
Because we've been doing this for a long time. It's not like we just started it. We've been doing this for a long time, and your company's name needs to be heard on our show. And it's something that you need to do a lot of. Again, very self-serving, I know, but just everybody out there, I think, knows with advertising, it has to be repeated early and often.
A lot of times. Yeah. And those of us on the show, the team that Tony talks about, we have a lot of knowledge. We're out there wheeling and we're in the trenches, if you will. We're in the dust, the mud, the dirt, the snow, the rocks, you name it. So it's not like we're dummies. We have experience. So why wouldn't you want to partner with that?
Oh, and you mentioned Josh's knowledge earlier, but I'll tell you something that I think is more important than Josh's knowledge is his entertainment value.
Oh, of course.
Because and especially nowadays with AI, you can look up information very easily on your phone or on the internet.
Yeah, but like you just discovered this time, your AI is not 100%.
Right. But what we do here is we entertain people and we bring information.
We do, actually.
That's why I wanted to underscore this. We're interested in entertaining, and that's not something that AI is able to do yet.
No. Thank goodness.
Yeah. So anyway, it's good news. I'm looking forward to this. My personal opinion on this is I think Tavares, I think that he was pushing Jeep towards a luxury vehicle.
Absolutely.
And if you're going to a luxury vehicle, you don't need to be hobnobbing with the goober smoochers out at these trade shows. And because they're not the people that are going to be spending $80,000, $90,000, $100,000 for a Jeep.
120 for some of those.
Yeah. For like the Grand Wagoneers and stuff. Yeah. So I think that's changing. I think they're getting back to their roots. That's what my hope is. And it doesn't make any difference for me because I got my Jeep. But in the future, when I go to buy another one, I'd still like to have a new one for my wife. I still want it to be a Jeep, not some sort of G-Wagon or something,
Love it.
So here, real quick, I'll mention this about Nicky G. So, Nicky G has been with the show. I mean, I think he's been with the show almost as long as Josh was with one. I think he got in about the same time Josh did. Yeah. And Nicky G just started calling stuff in. It wasn't any kind of agreement or anything.
Right. He just did it. I love it.
He was just calling in the bad jokes, and Josh and I would just laugh at how utterly bad these things were. So this is the thing I wanted to tell you. We're talking about, I mentioned earlier about AI replacing us. Yeah. So the last two episodes of Nicky G's, the 10-minute off-road podcast, podcast for the people with a short attention span.
Love that title.
He talks a little bit on it, and then he turns it over to the AI.
Oh no.
So if you haven't listened to a recent episode, you go and listen to this, and he tells everybody it's AI. I think the script was generated by AI, then he runs it through a pair, a girl and a guy, and they do the script. And they do it, but they don't do it. Read it, like you would have some like word reading to you or something.
Right.
They act like people interacting with one another in the conversation.
Oh my gosh.
So it was funny. This last one he did, he said, so I ran this and it was really good and I really enjoyed it, but it was about 20 minutes long. So it was too long for the 10-minute podcast. So I cut it in half. Here's part 2.
Oh my gosh.
And it's really, really very good. The interaction between the same AI, but male, female voices, it's very good. But if you can tell that sometimes I would say something and Josh had no clue. That I kind of reveled in that. He would have no clue what the hell I was talking about, where I was coming from. Where I was coming from. And it just made me so happy. The AI doesn't do that. I mean, it's going to get there, I'm sure, but the AI doesn't do that. It knows exactly what the other person's talking about, and they add to what they're saying.
Oh my gosh.
So you have to go and listen to this. Go and listen to the 10-minute podcast, the 10-minute off-road podcast, and it's on YouTube, so you can watch it. Makes it very, very easy. Now there's, it's not a static image, but it's Nicky G dash cam. So there's not really a video to watch, but definitely something to listen to. And you need to hear this AI. I went and played with it a little bit and found it. I mean, frankly, when I heard this, I went, damn it, if Nicky G can find this, why the hell can't I? So I went and looked, and I played around with it a little bit. It's so easy, and I can very easily see that there's going to be a podcast in the future. And you see it on YouTube now already. You see YouTube videos that are completely generated by AI. And it doesn't have, it's like, I don't know, it's like having a TV dinner instead of a meal.
Feeling.
Yeah.
There's no feeling.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It'll get better. I'm really looking forward to TARS from Interstellar, where you can turn down the smart ass on TARS. All right. So anyway, with that introduction, let's get over to this week's one of the Nicky G entries.
Nicky G.
From the mind of Nicky G.
Hey, this is Nicky G. And did you hear about the guy that evaporated? Yeah, he'll be missed.
Oh,
Hold
gosh.
on, I can do better. Before they carved it, Mount Rushmore's natural beauty was unprecedented. That's
How does he do it?
All right, boys and girls, I'll chat you later. You have a good one. Bye.
Oh my God. And what's with that on his head? Like it had nothing to do with the jokes, but what is that called?
So he's found that when he squeezes the brain tumor, things are funnier.
That's funnier. It's like this thing on his head that, oh my gosh. It almost looks like you would hold it and you would carry wood with it. Like it would.
It may be. Yeah, it may be.
Pieces that go together. I don't know.
So again, and Wendy usually points this out, you have to watch this episode. You have to go to YouTube. You have to just do a search for Jeep Talk Show. I mean, you can go to xjtalk.com and just go to the episode, and right there you can click on it and watch it straight from our website. So it's really easy to find. Once you do make it to YouTube, make sure you subscribe and like and comment. We love the comments. It's so much fun. It's fun for us when you take the time to make a comment, and love that interaction. So yeah, if you want to interact with us, you can just leave us comments there, or just go to xjtalkshow.com/contact and interact with us there. Yeah, I'm hoping that it's really unusual. We're getting a little popping I noticed that with Nicky G. I heard a little popping noise in his audio, and haven't seen that in a long time. So. I'll just apologize in case there's some audio issues with this episode, but it sounds okay to me most of the time.
Yeah, it sounded okay to me.
Good. All right, so let's talk about our next interview. And no, Wendy, every Friday is an interview episode.
Yes.
I would like to say every Friday is a new interview episode. But there's a possibility it won't be new.
Yeah. Well, there's times when
it could be a rerun. It could be, when we don't have people show up to do the interview, or
things happen in life. Trust me.
I missed a scheduled appointment recently for an interview, and I hate doing that. I mean, people take the time to sign up and they're ready to do it.
Right.
But we were able to record the very next day. But anyway, so. This one, I showed up for this one, and actually we had two people on this interview, but the primary person was O.C. Casey from the Feud Off-Road Rally, Inc. Now, the Feud, they get that because they are in the Hatfield and McCoy area of the country, and they're putting on an event to help collect food for children, especially in their area. There's a lot of coal mines out there, and food is like equivalent to the work that's available at the time. So their goal is to get a year's worth of food for children. And I think they were able on the last year's event, they were able to handle it for 3 months, 2 meals a week for 3 months.
Wow, so, that's amazing.
Yeah, and this is just wonderful. They're helping out the kids. So you can go over to thefeudoffroad.com and learn about this before this Friday when we do the interview. And there was so I'll just I know this is inappropriate, but listen for the fat kid question that I asked.
Oh God.
They thought it was funny.
Of course they would. That's
It'll probably get them in trouble for laughing, but they thought it was funny. I tell people before we do the interview, I say, I come up with some of the off-the-wall stuff, but I don't want to do anything that makes you or your business look bad.
Yeah.
So if anything I say, I'm not going to keep myself in check. This is the qualifier I tell them. I just say, hey, if you hear anything or you say something that you don't like, just say, hey, let's stop the interview. We'll pause. We'll talk about it. And then that pause will let me know where I need to edit it. They didn't stop me. So that's their fault.
That's a good thing. You got to listen, see what he's talking about.
That's right. All right, Wendy, anything going on with you? I think that you really haven't been doing any off-road classes or anything here for a while, right?
Yeah, things a little change going on, but we'll see what happens this year. Got to get my Jeep fixed and get back on the trails. I miss it.
Well, the springtime has to come back, I'm sure.
It has to come back, yeah. Although people are trying to wheel in the snow, but man, there's some spots that are super icy on the backside that don't get the sun, and once you drive over it, it's pure ice. Not my idea of fun. So
are you still having trouble with your JK?
Yeah, I haven't gotten it down to get it taken care of, so it's still dead. There you go.
Man, goodness, I hate that. I know you hate that too.
It's awful.
Also, too, I'll just mention briefly, remind everybody, because it's coming up in about a month, EJS, and we are expecting a large presence of Jeep Talk Show folks out there at EJS. And I'm not even going to mention that 3/4 of the Chick Chat team are going to be there.
Oh, stop. God. Hey, you never know. I might just show up and surprise y'all.
Well, Natalie's flying in. And she's going to be riding with Janet or whoever wants to ride her around. So I'm just saying, there's always a possibility, that you get.
I'm pretty sure I could get a ride. I know there's quite a few people going. Oh,
absolutely, yeah, that would be a blast.
It's just I don't know if I could make it work.
No, I understand. All right, did the Jeep Talk Show episode get your engine roaring? Show us some love by dropping a 5-star rating and a blazing review on your go-to podcast. Blazing means good, hot, exciting, not flaming us.
5-star.
That's right, 5-star rating. And go to your podcast platform. It is a great way to help us expand our Jeep family. Keep the adventure rolling by hitting follow on your social media and joining our newsletter crew for the hottest Jeep updates. And also, too, you can find out about our events there, too. And I want to remind everybody about our Discord server. You may not know what the Discord server is, but that shouldn't keep you from being able to use it. Just go to xjtalk.com/contact, and you will see a Discord invite there that you can go and you can get up-to-date information on the events that are going on, including the EJS, because there's a channel there that we have that you can go over to that channel and find out what the Jeep Talk Show people are going to be doing at EJS and updates. And there's even there's actually this, it has two channels. There's EJS 2025 early, and that is for the ones that are heading out to that area a week ahead of time. Yeah. So if you want to make 2 weeks out of it, you can actually hang out with some of the Jeep Talk Show people for that first week. I'll mention one of them is Steve-O, so I would just go to the main week. I wouldn't go to
that's not very nice.
The early week.
He's going to be like, damn it, Tony.
Well, it's great because he can't comment.
He's going to comment. Trust me. He's going to either call in or write us. He's going to do it.
Just not right now. Hey, you got a burning question or a wild idea for our next episode? I know it's hard to compete with my wild ideas. Fire it over to us at xjtalkshow.com/contact. Thanks for cruising with us, and get ready for more thrilling journeys ahead. Wendy, thanks a lot. Really appreciate you being here week after week.
Yeah.
Broadcasting since 2010.
I bet my chicken nuggets are cold now.
I'll bet they are, but you can nuke them really easily. Eat them back up.
You're my friend. You're my new friend.